Hello everyone. Good morning to all of you. I hope all of you are fine and safe and doing well. Okay. So welcome to our YouTube channel Dharmesh Mehta, where we are going today with the Elites Master Plan 08. Okay. If you have not gone through our previous videos, then please go through the previous video through Dharmesh Mehta na GPAT YouTube channel. Okay, so let's start with our today's session. That is, our today's session's topic is antihypertensive drugs. Okay, so first the question comes is, what is hypertension? Okay, what is the meaning of hypertension? Okay, so hypertension का मतलब क्या है? हाइपरटेंशन क्या होता है? हाइपरटेंशन में हार्ट को ब्लड इजीली फ्लो नहीं कर पाता, है क्योंकि उधर टेंशन आता है, आर्टरीज में टेंशन आने के कारण हार्ट को बहुत ज्यादा फोर्स लगाना पड़ता है, एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट डालने पड़ते हैं ब्लड को फ्लो करने के लिए और बॉडी में पूरे स्प्रेड करने के लिए. ओके, सो वो एक्स्ट्रा फोर्स प्रेशर जो हार्ट फेस करता है, सफर करता है, उसको हम लोग हाइपरटेंशन बोलते हैं. सो because of this we use antihypertensive drugs to reduce this tension and to flow the blood easily to all the body. Okay, so let's start with our today's session with the MCQs of antihypertensive drugs. Okay, so here's our first question. What is this? Which patient is at the highest risk of suffering from the adverse drug reaction? क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है कि कौन सा पेशेंट हाईएस्ट रिस्क पे है जो एडवर्स इफेक्ट रिएक्शन दिखाएगा. हाँ, कौन सा पेशेंट ऐसा है जिसको जो ज्यादा एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन दिखा सकता है. सो लेट्स सी द ऑप्शंस. ओके, द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज an 8-month-year-old infant receiving a prescription for an antibiotic. Second option is a 22-year-old patient with asthma receiving the prescriptions for inhalers to relieve and prevent their asthma. Third option is a 48-year-old patient who has hypertension and receives a prescription for an ACE inhibitor. The last option is a 68-year-old patient who has edema receiving a prescription for an antidiuretic. Okay. सो ये सारे ऑप्शन है, इनमें से हमको ये ढूंढना है कि कौन सा पेशेंट एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन फेस कर रहा है. ओके, फाइन. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन. So what is saying is an 8-month-year-old infant is there which is prescribed antibiotic. He or she may be suffering from the infection, some infection. So she may prescribe this antibiotic. So the option ये बोल रहा है कि एक 8 साल का इन्फेंट है जिसको एंटीबायोटिक प्रिस्क्राइब किया है, तो वो उसके लिए एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन हो सकता है या नहीं. But according to what we have studied, we know that an antibiotic will not cause an adverse drug reaction to 8-month-year-old infant. Okay, so हम लोगों ने ये ऑप्शन एलिमिनेट किया. Okay, then let's see the second option. A 22-year-old patient with asthma receiving prescriptions for inhalers to relieve and prevent their asthma. Okay, so एक 22-year-old patient है जिसको अस्थमा है और उसको इनहेलर्स दिए गए अस्थमा को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए. तो ये तो कोई एडवर्स इफेक्ट हुआ ही नहीं, राइट? टू रिलीव एंड प्रिवेंट अस्थमा वी आर गिवन इनहेलर्स which contains asthmatic drugs, okay, which prevents asthma, right? So it will not cause any adverse drug reaction to this patient. Okay, so we will eliminate this option also. Let's see the third option. A 48-year-old patient who has hypertension and receives a prescription for an ACE inhibitors. Okay, एक 48-year-old का पेशेंट है जिसको हाइपरटेंशन है और हम उसको क्या प्रिस्क्रिप्शन में ड्रग्स दे रहे हैं? ACE inhibitors. Okay, so ACE inhibitors के कौन से ड्रग्स के एग्जांपल्स क्या है? कैप्टोप्रिल, लिसिनोप्रिल, इनालप्रिल, right? All these are the examples of ACE inhibitors. और we all know that in hypertension we give ACE inhibitors, right? ACE inhibitors hypertension में दिए जाते हैं. Other drugs which are given in hypertension are ARB, that is angiotensin 2 receptor blockers, calcium channel blockers and other more. Okay, so it will not cause any adverse drug reaction because these are the drugs which are given in case of hypertension. Okay, so we will eliminate this option also well. So the remaining option is last, that is a 68-year-old patient who has edema receiving a prescription for an antidiuretic. Okay, एक 68-year-old का पेशेंट है जिसको एडेमा है, ओके, एंड उसको प्रिस्क्रिप्शन में एंटीडायरेटिक ड्रग दिया गया है. एडेमा का मीनिंग क्या होता है कि फ्लूइड के रिटेंशन की वजह से बॉडी में स्वेलिंग होती है, राइट? बिकॉज ऑफ द रिटेंशन ऑफ द फ्लूइड द स्वेलिंग ऑकर्स इन द बॉडी. ओके, इफ स्वेलिंग ऑकर्स in the body because of the edema in 68-year-old patient, and what he has given is antidiuretic. Antidiuretic का काम क्या होता है? एंटीडायूरेटिक्स भी क्या करते हैं? वाटर और सोडियम का रीएब्जॉर्प्शन करते हैं और उसका रिटेंशन करते हैं बॉडी में, तो उसके वजह से भी फ्लूइड रिटेंशन बॉडी में होता है. सो इफ वी गिव एंटीडायूरेटिक इन केस ऑफ एडेमा, द फ्लूइड रिटेंशन लेवल विल increase. Okay, so it will cause an adverse drug reaction. It will worsen the condition of edema. So this will be an adverse drug reaction. Okay, so ये एंटीडायूरेटिक अगर हम एडेमा के कंडीशन में देंगे तो ये एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन कॉज करेगा पेशेंट को. सो आवर आंसर विल बी लास्ट ऑप्शन, दैट इज बी. ओके, लेट्स सी. ओके, सी, babies and toddlers can take antibiotics to treat bacterial infection. Okay, क्या बोला है? बेबीज और टॉडलर्स को हम लोग एंटीबायोटिक्स दे सकते हैं बैक्टीरियल इन्फेक्शन के लिए, कोई हार्म नहीं है. ओके, सी, सेकंड, इनहेलर इज अ डिवाइस होल्डिंग मेडिसिन एंड आर द मेन ट्रीटमेंट फॉर अस्थमा. अस्थमा के लिए मेन ट्रीटमेंट है इनहेलर, सो इट विल नॉट कॉज एनी एडवर्स ड्रग रिएक्शन. सो इट विल that patient will be safe. The third option is ACE inhibitors are prescribed to treat high blood pressure. We all know that ACE inhibitors are used in hypertension. See, edema means fluid retention in the body. So, and antidiuretics control the fluid balance by reducing urination. It will reduce urination and increase the fluid in the body, because of which it causes edema only. So it will worsen the condition of edema. Okay, so our answer is D. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, the second question is mechanism of action of ACE inhibitors. Okay, ACE inhibitor का mechanism of action पूछा है. पहले साइड ACE inhibitor का मीनिंग क्या है? Angiotensin converting enzyme. Okay, so let's see first the options. It inhibits conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. Second option, it also increases bradykinin level and vasodilation. Third option, it produces its effect by blocking alpha-1 adrenergic receptor. The last option is both A and B. Okay. So let's start with the alpha-1 adrenergic receptor. हमें सबको पता है कि alpha-1 adrenergic receptor को ब्लॉक करने वाले जो ड्रग्स है उनका जो लास्ट एंडिंग होता है वो कैसे होता है? जोसिन. ओके, जोसिन, ZOSIN. ओके, यू ऑल नो राइट. तो उसके एग्जांपल कौन है? टेराजोसिन, राइट? ट्राजोसिन भी ऑल नो, राइट? ओके, सो ये जो एंडिंग वाले ड्रग हो गए वो alpha-1 रिसेप्टर को ब्लॉक करेंगे. एस इनहिबिटर्स का कौन से एग्जांपल्स है? कैप्टोप्रिल, इनालप्रिल. इसके एंड में तो प्रिल है, तो ये तो इसका मैकेनिज्म हो नहीं सकता एस इनहिबिटर्स का, राइट? तो इसका और उसका कोई रिलेशन नहीं है. लाइक alpha-1 receptor and ACE inhibitor didn't have any relation, so we'll eliminate this option. So let's go to the first option. It inhibits conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. Okay, see, what is the name? ACE. ACE means angiotensin converting enzyme. Angiotensin converting enzyme. The name only says that it is converting. Okay, converting. So here what it says is it inhibits. It is inhibitor. So it inhibits conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. So ACE inhibitors जो मतलब angiotensin converting enzyme क्या करता है? angiotensin converting ACE क्या करता है? enzyme angiotensin 1 को angiotensin 2 में कन्वर्ट करता है. तो एस इनहिबिटर क्या करेगा, ये कन्वर्जन को रोकेगा, इनहिबिट करेगा. ओके, सो वी got this mechanism, that is it inhibits conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. But let's see the second option also. It increases bradykinin level and vasodilation. Okay, we all know that the ACE inhibitors and angiotensin 2 receptor blockers may, there is one difference. What? The ACE inhibitors show side effects of dry cough, right? Okay, but ARB, that is angiotensin 2 receptor blocker, didn't show that. But that is why, because ACE inhibitors increases the bradykinin level. It increases the bradykinin level and also causes vasodilation. Because of that, it shows the side effect of cough, dry cough. Okay, so because as it shows both the mechanism, so our option will be A and B. Okay, see the example of adrenergic alpha-1 adrenergic receptor blocker is terazosin, ending with the zosin, ZOSIN. Okay, here's the mechanism. Let's see. This is angiotensinogen. Okay, so angiotensinogen will release renin from kidney, where we can use direct renin inhibitor. The example of that is aliskiren drug, which directly inhibits renin. Okay, so if we didn't inhibit renin, then it will convert into angiotensin 1. That is, it release angiotensin 1. Okay, then ACE, that is angiotensin converting enzyme, will convert angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2, right? Okay, then angiotensin 2 will act on AT1, that is angiotensin 1 receptor, and angiotensin 2 receptor. Okay, so to block this action, we use angiotensin receptor blocker. Okay, and angiotensin 1 receptor, if it acts on angiotensin 1 receptor, it will release aldosterone. Okay, so we can inhibit aldosterone or block the aldosterone by spironolactone. And what does aldosterone does? It decreases water and sodium secretion and increase potassium secretion. Okay, and if it acts on the angiotensin 1 receptor, it causes hypertension, vasoconstriction, and vascular growth. Okay, then angiotensin 2, what it will do? If it acts on the AT2 receptor, it will cause vasodilation and natriuresis. Okay, see, if we use ACE inhibitor, then it will block this ACE. The angiotensin 1 will not convert into angiotensin 2. But in other round, ACE inhibitors also block this ACE, which converts bradykinin to inactive metabolite. Okay, so if ACE inhibitor inhibits this ACE, the bradykinin will not get converted into inactive metabolite. अगर bradykinin inactive metabolite में convert नहीं हुआ, तो bradykinin क्या करेगा? कफ, natriuresis, angioedema, vasodilation, extracellular matrix degradation. Okay, so इसलिए because of this, ACE inhibitors will show the side effect of cough, natriuresis, angioedema because of increasing bradykinin level. Okay, so our answer is A and B. Inhibit conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2 and also increases bradykinin level and vasodilation. C. Substrate for ACE is dipeptidyl carboxypeptidase. ACE means angiotensin converting enzyme will act on dipeptidyl carboxypeptidase. And okay, as we have seen that ACE inhibitors are used in hypertension, right? And there is methyl dopamine also, which stimulate alpha-2 receptor adrenergic receptors in the brainstem, which are used in hypertension case. Okay, so we have seen that it mechanism of ACE inhibitors and the drug which blocks alpha-1 receptor and drug which stimulates the alpha-2 receptor. Okay, we have solved till now 2 questions and 3 questions to go more. Okay, so before moving to the next question, if you are enjoying this video and like to enjoy other videos also, so please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get notification for more exciting videos. And if you want to join our WhatsApp group, then please contact this number. Okay. So let's move to the next question. So third question is, which of the following angiotensin 2 blocker has a benzimidazole ring present? Okay. क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है कि कौन सा एंजियोटेंसिन ब्लॉकर ड्रग है जिसमें बेंजिमिडाजोल रिंग है. ओके. फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज लोसार्टन, सेकंड ऑप्शन इज वालसार्टन, थर्ड ऑप्शन इज कैंडेसार्टन, and the last option is olmesartan. Okay, all these drugs are the angiotensin 2 receptor blocker which ends with the sartan, 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 sartan. Okay, हमें ये तो पता चल गया कि ये सब ड्रग्स एंजियोटेंसिन 2 ब्लॉकर्स ही है, पर इन सब ड्रग्स में बेंजिमिडाजोल रिंग किसमें वो देखना है. राइट, तो पहले ये देखते हैं बेंजिमिडाजोल रिंग दिखती कैसी है. See, this is the benzimidazole ring, this is the benzene, and this is the imidazole. Together it will call as benzimidazole ring. Okay, so to know that which drugs contain benzimidazole ring, we should know the structure, not entirely structure, but we should know the important rings and which are present in this drugs. Okay, हमें पूरा स्ट्रक्चर याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं, बट इन सब ड्रग्स में जो इम्पोर्टेंट ड्रग्स है उन सब में कौन सी हेट्रोसाइक्लिक इंपॉर्टेंट रिंग है वो याद रखना जरूरी है. ओके, लेट्स सी द स्ट्रक्चर्स. Okay, see, we can see here that this is the structure of candesartan, losartan. Sorry, this is the structure of losartan, this is the structure of valsartan, and this is the structure of candesartan, and this is the structure of olmesartan. Okay, from all the structure you can see this is the different, that is the benzimidazole ring. Okay, this is the structure of candesartan. The answer is our answer is candesartan, but let's see all the structures. Okay, this is the structure of losartan which contains tetrazole ring. This is the tetrazole ring which contains 1 2 3 4 nitrogen with 5-member ring which is called as tetrazole, and it also contains imidazole ring along with the halogen, that is chlorine. This is the losartan ring. Okay, sorry, losartan structure. So losartan doesn't contain benzimidazole, it contains imidazole and tetrazole. Okay, then this is the structure of valsartan, where we can see this is the tetrazole ring. Okay, and there is no other ring besides phenyl ring. Okay, so valsartan contains imidazole ring. Okay, the next is candesartan. Here we can see this candesartan also contains tetrazole and also benzimidazole ring. Okay, this is the benzimidazole ring and this is the tetrazole ring. Okay, then the olmesartan ring, here we can see that this contain tetrazole ring and also imidazole ring. So हमें पूरा का पूरा स्ट्रक्चर याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है, हमें ड्रग्स में कौन से इंपॉर्टेंट हेट्रोसाइकल्स रिंग है वो याद रखना है. ओके, एंड वी आल्सो नो दैट in from SAR that tetrazole and imidazole rings are important for the activity. Okay, let's see. Tetrazole is responsible for angiotensin 2 receptor blocking activity. Tetrazole ring जो है ना वो रिसेप्टर angiotensin 2 receptor को ब्लॉक करता है, इसलिए ये बहुत important है. इसलिए we can see that there are a tetrazole ring in almost every drug mentioned here. Okay, okay, see, losartan's drug metabolite is more potent than parent. You can see this is the parent drug, right, and the metabolite of losartan drug is more potent compared to the parent. This is the hydroxyl group will convert it into carboxylic acid, which is more potent than compared to the parent drug. Okay, and losartan is also teratogenic, so it will not given in case of pregnancy. Okay, so we have seen that tetrazole is responsible for angiotensin 2 receptor blocking activity, and candesartan contain both tetrazole and benzimidazole ring. Okay, let's move to the next question. So the next question is, hypertension stage 2 falls in the range of. Okay, हमें सबको पता है कि हाइपरटेंशन एक डिसऑर्डर है, ओके, बट हमें ये पता नहीं है कि हाइपरटेंशन में भी स्टेजेस होते हैं और हर एक स्टेज के डिफरेंट रेंज है, राइट? सो वी शुड नो दैट. ओके, लेट्स सी द आवर ऑप्शंस. First option is systole equals to 160 and diastole equals to 100. Our second option is systole is equals to 140 to 159, diastole equals to 90 to 99. Third option is systole equals to 160 or diastole equals to 100. Last option is systole equals to 140 to 159 and diastole equals to 90 to 99. Okay. To answer this question, we should know the range. Okay, so let's see. Okay, see, we all know, right? Normal range of our blood pressure, that is, systole should be less than 120 and diastole should be less than 80. हमें अपना normal range blood pressure का we all know, right? That is less than 120 for systole and less than 80 for diastole. Okay, so normal के बाद डायरेक्टली हाइपरटेंशन नहीं होता है, कम्स इज प्री हाइपरटेंशन. ओके, प्री हाइपरटेंशन का रेंज क्या है? सिस्टोल का 120 to 139 एंड डायस्टोल का 180 to 80 to 89, right? So after pre hypertension, what comes is stage 1 hypertension. Okay, what is that? Is stage 1 hypertension. So what is the range for systolic? It is 140 to 159 and for diastolic it is 90 to 99. Okay, and then after stage 1 hypertension, what comes is stage 2 hypertension. What we want is stage 2. Okay, let's see what is the range. For systolic it should be greater than 160 and for diastolic it should be greater than 100. Okay, the last case is hypertensive emergency, which is above 180 for systolic and above 120 for diastolic. Okay, so we have got our range for stage 2 hypertension, that is greater than 160 for systolic and greater than 100 for diastolic. Okay, so what should be our answer? See, it should be greater than 160 and greater than 100. So here none option is greater than, but it is equal to, so it is this, but it should come both, right? And systolic and diastolic, though both should matter, right? And it not like or, मतलब दोनों भी आएगा ना, हम दोनों भी चाहिए, सिस्टोल और डायस्टोल दोनों का प्रेशर चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं देखते ना हम, सिस्टोल का देखे या फिर डायस्टोल, दोनों में से कोई एक, ऐसा नहीं होता, right? So our answer should be this. Systolic should be 160 and diastolic should be 100. Okay, so let's move to the last question of the session. Okay, sildenafil is used for treatment of one of the following disorder. What is question asking is sildenafil को ही तो एक डिसऑर्डर के लिए यूज होता है जो ऑप्शंस में दिए गए हैं. ओके, तो उसके लिए हमें ये पता होना चाहिए कि sildenafil का मैकेनिज्म एक्शन क्या है, वो क्या करता है. ओके, तो sildenafil blocks the phosphodiesterase 5, that is PDE5 enzyme, okay, which relaxes the blood vessels. Okay, उसके वजह से blood vessels का relaxation होता है. वो किसको inhibit करता है? Phosphodiesterase 5, that is PDE5. Okay, let's see our options. First is systolic hypertension. Second is unstable angina. Third is pulmonary hypertension. And the last is hypertension due to eclampsia. Okay, okay. See, systolic hypertension, we all know that we use ACE inhibitors, ARB, that is angiotensin 2 receptor blockers. Okay, all these drugs are used for systolic hypertension, right? Okay, the sildenafil and we all know that sildenafil is not used for systolic hypertension, so this will not be the option. Okay, so let's move to the next option, that is unstable angina. Okay, हम सबको पता है, राइट? अंजाइना में सिल्डेनाफिल कहीं सुना ही नहीं है, राइट? हमें क्या उसके क्लासिफिकेशन भी नहीं, में नहीं, कहीं भी नहीं सिल्डेनाफिल अंजाइना में. और दूसरे ड्रग्स, राइट, नाइट्रेट्स एंड ऑल दैट. तो angina में भी sildenafil नहीं आएगा. So this option will be also eliminated. Okay. Let's see the last option. Hypertension due to eclampsia. Okay. The question is, what is eclampsia? Eclampsia जो है ना, the serious condition है where blood pressure increase to high level. Okay, blood pressure increase to high level, and it results in seizures during pregnancy. Okay, because of that, seizures occur in pregnancy. Okay, so the question is, will sildenafil be used in this condition? So maybe, may not be. Okay, let's see. And what is pulmonary hypertension? Pulmonary hypertension कब होता है? It occurs due to जब constriction होता है, right? Constriction और force exert होता है या pressure exert होता है in arteries and lungs में. Pulmonary means lungs का portion आता है. So hypertension faced or suffered by the pulmonary arteries. तो उसमें hypertension तब वहाँ पे दिखे उसको बोलते हैं pulmonary hypertension. Okay. So sildenafil is used in this condition. Okay, we are confused with this two options, but we are clear with this two option. Okay, let's see. See, in systolic hypertension, we use diuretics, beta blockers, ACE inhibitors, angiotensin II receptor blockers, and calcium channel blockers. And in unstable angina, we use nitroglycerin, there is nitrates. And in hypertension due to eclampsia, we use hydralazine, labetalol, nifedipine, and methyl-dopa. In previous slide, we have seen that methyl-dopa is an alpha-2 receptor stimulator. Okay, it stimulates the alpha-2 receptor, right? And nifedipine is calcium channel blocker. Labetalol all comes, that is, it is beta blocker, and hydralazine is also vasodilator. Okay, it is vasodilator. So in sildenafil not used in this condition. So sildenafil is used in this pulmonary hypertension. Sildenafil, bosentan, and preprostenil. Okay. See, sildenafil inhibits phosphodiesterase 5, that is PDE5, and relaxes blood vessels. Okay, when it relaxes blood vessels, it also relaxes blood vessels of the pulmonary. Okay, pulmonary section. So because of that, it is used in pulmonary hypertension. So do you understand why sildenafil is used in pulmonary hypertension and why it is not used in others? Okay, let's see. Answer is pulmonary hypertension. Okay, so these were the 5 questions of today's session. I hope all of you have enjoyed this session, and thank you so much for joining with us, and be safe, stay home, and take care. Thank you so much. Bye.